Cool. Hi, everybody. Oliver Silzer. Great to meet you guys. I'm one of the TikTok Shop App Store managers, focusing on a lot of partnerships and business development with the team. As JP mentioned, today we want to talk a little bit about where we're at with the App Store today and where we're going with the App Store. A lot of what tomorrow will be focused on, and the reason for bringing all these minds together, is to figure out how we can continue to develop and innovate all the different types of partnerships that we're bringing to life. Cool. So looking back on our lengthy history of a couple of years, I want to start by pointing out the different types of partnerships that we've been bringing to life. A lot of this has been focused on baseline infrastructure and core functionality to make sure that sellers had an easy time onboarding to the platform. So to become a seller on TikTok, you need to have a certain few basic pieces in place. First is you have to get your catalog into TikTok Shop so that you can begin listing those products. You have to be able to manage your orders. So once an order is placed, how is that being organized? You need to be able to fulfill that order so that you can get it to the customers that are buying them. And you also needed to be able to provide basic customer service for any buyers that had issues or challenges. But as we think about where we want to go and how we want to innovate, a lot of that is going to be focused on diversifying the offering here while also making much more capabilities for innovation beyond those basic pieces. We want that full experience from pre-sale all the way to post-sale to have a much wider collection of capabilities that, again, will help our buyers have a better experience, but also our sellers be more innovative. That includes things like content and affiliate, which seems like a hot topic, so more to come on that. Optimization of your PDPs and your catalog organization. How are you engaging with customers with things like your CRM? And of course, if somebody wants to return a product, how do we make sure that they're able to do that in a streamlined and more impactful way? So to start, we want to highlight the categories that exist. And a lot of the people in this room today have made possible bringing these categories to life by bringing in unique functions and capabilities. So because we'll be getting into these a little further, just at a high level, connectors. So a main one platform to one platform sync capability. Multi-channel platforms. So being able to manage within one hub and diversify across many different channels to streamline those operations. Shipping. Things like fulfillment and package tracking and order and warehouse management to make sure that all of that physical version of the post-purchase experience is optimized. Customer service to support things like messaging and communications when buyers have questions, comments, or concerns. And then looking into other categories like accounting and finance with tax season upon us, how are you able to make sure that those systems are speaking? Print on demand to make sure that small businesses, large businesses, creators can quickly design and provide products while minimizing overhead. Customer reviews. So being able to, when you're launching on TikTok Shop, be able to pull in review data to showcase that there's already so many trusted buyers of your product. And we have even more of those categories available. So first, to go a bit deeper into each of these. Connectors, or as we like to call them, bridges. So what these are mainly doing is providing one-to-one sync connectivity between TikTok Shop and another platform, such as a Shopify. You're able to manage and upload all of your products. You're able to deal with orders, and you're able to make sure that those two systems are consistently in sync, that information is flowing from TikTok Shop downstream or into TikTok Shop as necessary. So if you use one channel as your main hub of operations, how are you ensuring that those systems are constantly talking and operating properly? And so a lot of our partners here today and in the future will focus on making sure that with a couple of clicks, regardless of what system a seller is using, they're able to connect and activate on TikTok Shop in an easy and streamlined way. Then we have our multi-channel platforms or control centers. So these are designed for managing multiple channels at once. Many TikTok Shop sellers have already been selling on one platform or many other platforms. And so for them, it makes it a lot easier if they're able to operationalize that by building within one singular hub and then sending the information across different channels without having to manage each one independently. So that includes not only managing their catalogs, but also managing their orders, their inventory, etc. So if you're going to have TikTok Shop as one of many channels, and hopefully one that's scaling quickly, you might need a centralized hub to do all of that. For shipping and fulfillment or coordinators. So this is really focused on once somebody has placed an order, now what happens? There's things like your inventory quantity, where you're warehousing your goods, how you find the fastest and cheapest way to ship, how do you deal with cost savings, and so on and so forth. A lot of what happens up until now is very digital based, which is great and much more scalable, but the physical is when things become very complex. So we have a variety of third-party partners who are helping make that much more possible. Customer service and reviews are enhancers. So dealing with customer questions, making sure your customers are satisfied, making sure that they can provide feedback for your products, and hopefully that positive feedback can be displayed in a lot of different places. So you need to make sure that you have a way of communicating to those buyers and surfacing their communications, be it through direct messaging or reviews, to demonstrate their satisfaction with your brand. Finance and accounting or bookkeepers. So how are you dealing with accounting data, taxes, strategizing your investment, what new products you want to buy, how much you have to buy, what your growth curves look like? These are all really important questions that influence business strategy from both the beginning stages when you're pre-sale, but also the end once post-sale that you need to bring together. Print on demand or customizers. So platforms that enable you to take blank products, put your own spin, creativity, or design on them, and then streamline the fulfillment. So this is all about reducing overhead and lowering the amount of touch points if you're a seller. And if you think about the creator ecosystem that we have on TikTok, this is a really great way for sellers to quickly start activating and become sellers without having to manage each step of the process with things like catalog management through a platform, as well as fulfillment. And so as we continue to diversify and scale the type of solutions, we also need to think about how sellers are able to find these solutions. So this is how Seller Center, or sorry, the App Store manifests within Seller Center today, on both within Seller Center and on our public page. So right now, a lot of that is centralized to what is the category you're in. But as partners continue to develop new features and sellers look for new solutions, we want to also tailor that to more specific use cases. So what is the function you're looking for? Or what is the connection you're looking for? JP often compares this to shopping for a flight, right? It's not just about choosing your destination, but also what airline am I going to fly? What time do I want to fly? How much do I want to spend? What class I want to be in? So these are all things that we will continue to evolve the App Store experience to reflect. But given that we're all here today and talking about this, we also want to begin to think about the future. And again, we'll be talking about this more tomorrow. And I'm very glad with a lot of what the seller panel mentioned, because I think a lot of that is covered here and is a great opportunity for developers like yourselves to innovate around these specific areas. So catalog and promotions. So how are people optimizing and categorizing their product display page? How are they introducing pricing and promo categories and using data around inventory and demand to change those? How are you able to share TikTok shop-based promotions with your buyers? Affiliate is a very hot topic and obviously one that is super central to the success of TikTok. So how are you able to create affiliate campaigns and manage these affiliate campaigns, sync those commission plans, and get all of that performance data, streamlining all those operations for other places where you're running creator-oriented campaigns or affiliate-oriented campaigns, but also have TikTok Shop play a role in that. And then within that area, how do you begin to find some pockets where there are challenges and begin to solve those? Content and live, another very hot topic. Creating and customizing and posting this content, managing live streams when you're driving so many of them at scale and dealing with some of the challenges that were previously discussed. And then doing things like pinning products to live stream, so identifying which products you want showcased at the right time. Analytics and reporting, another very important area. So how are we providing access to shop data that partners like yourselves can then organize, optimize, and manifest in different ways so that sellers can use it more strategically? How are they able to get things like insights on the specific content and the sales that it's driving, the product trends that are taking place, the audiences and the buyer groups, both at sort of the seller individualized level, but hopefully one day at a more macro level on the platform so they can understand their strategic approach against the greater market. Customer engagement is another very interesting topic. Things like how are you organizing information about your customers and able to connect to them for messaging for more down funnel marketing? Loyalty and rewards programs. Many brands today have their own version of this, while there are also companies specifically focused in these areas. So how do we build integrations with those various companies so that buyers that are purchasing on TikTok can actually take the benefits of their existing rewards programs? And then returns. So hopefully not too many of these come up, but we know they do. So how is that all streamlined? So when somebody buys a product and needs to return it, that is not an entirely separate experience from all of the other places where they're currently doing different types of returns. And I put and more here because it's all about continuing to diversify. As you saw from the first iteration of our slides to here, there's a continual evolution of the types of challenges that we want to and need to tackle. And as TikTok Shop continues to evolve, it'll be critical that our partners and all the participants in our ecosystem are doing that alongside us. So as developers, how can you help drive innovation and work with us? And I think it's really important to call out because that's what today is all about. It's collaborating with you all to make sure that we're innovating for the future and growing our businesses together. So first, bring new ideas to the table. What types of APIs are going to make your sellers more successful? What are the types of things that you need that will help empower our mutual sellers to drive success? And how do you push us to begin to consider how we want to do this? Sharing the value of these features. We, and our shout out to our product team all back there, are constantly going to bat to figure out what types of things we should build and advocating for those to be built. So the more data you can provide us, the more insight from your sellers that you can provide us, gives us the ammo to help our team understand why working with developers is a much more beneficial strategy in terms of growing our businesses. Providing API guidance. So adopting some of these endpoints that we're developing, helping us evaluate them and improving them. And a lot of our partners here today who have been with us for a while have been absolutely critical in making that happen. So we need you all to help us understand what's best. And last, continually testing and learning, whether it's new categories, new features, new use cases, getting into the weeds with us and helping us understand how we can make things better for you all so you can provide a better experience to your sellers and both of our businesses can continue to thrive together. So as I wrap up, I just like to call it one of TikTok's key bite styles here in Always Day One. And I think Always Day One is a perfect manifestation of what the partner product team and our partners do together. It is about continually innovating, seeing challenges in front of us and trying to get ahead of them, tackling them as we encounter them, and just being strategic and forward-looking in what we need to do and treating every day like it's the start of something great. So thank you, everybody, for the time. Thank you for being here today.